So this whole project is not far from completion at all, so I should just crack on, make a couple more videos and finish the whole thing off. Let's add some swapping scenes and a couple of other effects that people have been asking for. But firstly I want to clean up this enemy NPC movement script, because I noticed for the player I managed to write it all in, where if you don't have any of these values, and they do get found and populated when you start playing the game. There we go. All these have been populated now except for the sounds, and there's plenty of warnings to let you know what's been missing from the inspector, but it's not a game breaker. But the enemy, I haven't done anything like that. I've just got the values dragged and dropped in the inspector. So I'm just going to quickly add the checks in there to see if the objects exist. If not, then find them. Target and player health script. Okay. Target and player health script. It's easy to remember. So if it's slender, check the player has been dropped into the inspector. Okay, if no target equals game object dot find string named player, and that's a capital F for find, game object find player dot, and the transform component is what we're storing. Okay, so if we haven't put the target in, we'll find the target, and then the same thing if we don't have, if not a player health script, then by this stage we know we have a target, because if we didn't have one, we found it. So let's just go straight from the target. Target.get component, and we want the player health script. The typecast class, not any variable. Okay, target get component player health. Let's just save that out. Check for any compilation errors. Now if I remove these two from the inspector, okay, if I hit play, okay, so those values go in now. So basically all the scripts are set up, so the only thing you have to drop into the inspector is audio clips. Now I could do a whole thing of writing in and make a resources folder and put all your sounds in there and load them in by name, but there's at some point in time where you've got to work out what's going on here. So basically anything that is an audio track, like that one, paper sound, audio clip, beg your pardon, all the audios, sounds for different footsteps. So anything that's an audio sound you must store in the inspector yourself, drag it and drop it in. Otherwise, all the scripts, all the components, all the game objects, it finds them all. As long as you have everything named exactly as it's named here. Okay, so that's the NPC movement cleanup. Now something I wanted to move. Yeah, see, reduce distance is up. I personally like all my persistent functions at the top, like my on enable, awake, start, update, late update, fixed update. On GUI is the exception, I usually put that on the bottom, but on destroy, on disable, all that stuff I like at the top. And I've got look, that and the slim decisions and check visible and then update. These are all mixed up. So everything, decisions, teleport, the start. Probably just going to confuse everybody doing what I'm doing here. But all I've done is just move some functions around. So I'll see if fixed update is down here too. Yeah, like collision events at the bottom. I usually have my GUI at the bottom too. Teleport, make some decisions, update, fixed update. the logic functions, everything that comes under there. And so these are all my persistent functions. That's everything that runs every frame or every update or every time it's awake or enabled. Okay, so I've cleaned up the NPC movement script how I want. Where was I going next? Okay, I did have something in mind, but I've completely forgotten. Alright, so someone's asked, when you pick up each paper, now we've got the increased speed amount up, and I think that's way too high. That should be like 0.2 NPC movement. I'm going to change that there to 0.2. That's way too fast. After 8 papers, he's almost teleporting because he's moving so quickly. Okay, so back to the question in hand. Every time you pick up a paper, increase the speed and also reduce the distance. Where's the reduced distance amount? Oh, that's calculated in the NPC, isn't it? Okay, reduced distance amount right there. Okay, so we've got those two things happening on every collect paper. But someone's asked, if every paper that you collect, how do you make it so player health, the health decay rate, so the insanity comes in quicker after every paper you pick up. So it's pretty much going to be the same sort of thing. Now this is where this whole project has just become a schmozzle, because I started with one script and built everything on top of that. Collect papers pretty much stores a reference to absolutely everything, but there's still one thing it doesn't store a reference to, is the player health. Then the collect papers would have a reference to every single script on this project. So instead of doing all this again and get component and find all that, because the player health is on the same game object as, what are we trying to do? Collect papers. Okay, they're on the same game object, so we can just use like a send message there. That's all we have to do. So let's have a look at the send message. Let's just make it quick and nasty. Get it to work. Components game object send message. There was a transform on every mono behavior in this game object. Alright, so game object.send message. We're just going to send a message from the collect papers script to the enemy health script. The player. Oh gosh, we're going to send a message from here to here, and it's pretty much the same as what we do with the enemy. We say, okay, increase the speed amount. On the collect papers, we're going to tell the player health, hey, decrease that health decay rate, make it so it happens quicker. How are we going to add this? Alright, so what we have to do is game object send message. So at the same time on the collect papers, we're telling the enemy to follow closer. Okay, now tell the player they go mad quicker, just like I am. Okay, so it's game object, this game object that this script is attached to, send message. Send a message to all the other scripts attached to this game object. Okay, when we send a message, we're calling a function. So I've got to bring up the player health script and create a function. It's called health decay rate. All names here. So function decrease health decay rate. Okay, so make it go faster. Now we're going to pass a value into it directly. No, we're not. No, we're not. We're just going to store a variable on this script and be done with it. So the health decay rate modifier. How much does the health decay rate decrease each time? So we want 5. So pick up 8 papers. I should calculate it just like I did before. But let's be sensible about this. Okay, mine now starts at 3. Alright, so let's leave it at 5. Over 8 papers, 7 papers actually, we want this to be like 1 second. It takes 0.3 seconds for a human to react, and give it another 3 seconds. So that's even 0.6 we want the minimum to be. Alright, now let's just do this calculated. Private variable health decay rate modifier. decay rate equals, now I'm going to have the health decay rate, which is whatever set in the inspector, minus, like I said, 0.6. I want the lowest value to be 0.6. And then we're going to divide that by 7. Exactly like we did for the reduced distance paper amount. Okay, so that's 5, that's 4.4. 4.4 divided by 7 is some small number. And then each time we collect a paper, we're going to minus that small number from the health decay rate. So this should go up and up and up. And we've got that consideration in. Okay. So reduce, okay. What's it called? Health decay rate. Health decay rate minus from health decay rate, the health decay rate modifier. Done and done. So that's the player health setup. Decrease health. Back to the collect papers. Now we send message. Now we've already given it a value. We're not sending it a value. So let's just do send message options dot require receiver. So this will make the thing break if you somehow have these on two different objects or you don't have that variable set up. So let's check it out. Oh, changes. Oh yeah, I removed those things from the inspector. Save the scene. Okay, we want to be checking the player, and we want to check this decay rate goes down every time a paper is picked up as well. So it's currently on 3. Now I pick up a paper, 2.657. Okay, so now I'm going to decrease health a lot quicker. 2.3, well, quicker than 3 seconds. 4, 5. I just want to check the amount. 6. I do not want it to go below 0.6. That's just, it doesn't even give you time to react to the fact that you've been caught. Okay, 0.6. So if I see him, I've got 0.6 seconds to move away. Very easy to run. That still feels like 3 seconds. That doesn't feel right. Okay. Send message options require receiver. Okay, so that message was being sent and that number was going down. So health decay rate. Decay modifier. What's the decay modifier? Ah, okay, so we need to recalculate that every time too. Okay, that's what's happening there. So yes, if you look at the increase and decrease, it's a value which is 1 over the maximum. It's a percentage. So that's what's going on there. Alright, decrease and okay, so now that should happen very, very quickly. Okay, 2.65. It hasn't been a minute yet. That's why. I've set it to the first teleport doesn't happen for a minute. So he's going to run all the way here. This is where I wanted to add all that other stuff, like if you picked up a paper, make it teleport, all that kind of thing. Alright, let's even do that right now. Let's just throw that in. So again, on collect papers, we're already sending a message to the enemy script, reduce distance. Tell enemy to teleport now. You can do this if you want, or not if you don't. For me, it's just going to make life easier. Testing. Enemy script. Dot teleport enemy. NPC movement. Start update. Make some decisions. Teleport enemy. So that's what we're going to do. So every time we pick up a paper, we're going to make him teleport. If you want to. You don't have to put this line in. But just for me in testing, I know as soon as I pick up the first one, he's going to be a lot closer. Alright, let's hit play. I forget what I was testing here. The insanity rate. So I've just picked up a paper. With the effect I couldn't see it. He's way off in the distance. But it's happening quicker. He's behind a tree. Maybe teleport 5 times in a row. Okay, that is really happening very quickly. So I'm happy that that's all set in place and that's working now. So on the collect papers script, send a message to the player health script. Decrease health decay rate. On the player health, we have a function now, decrease health decay rate, where we decrease how fast it takes, how long it takes to have the health decay, and then we recalculate the decay modifier because that's used in all the health calculations in the renderer. And that's about it for that one.